ท่านเปรมท่านพิสิทธิ์ภักเกษม Why? Because they have made the decision 35 years ago, Thailand was not going to have our own national car. It won't be a car called Ratanakosin. There won't be a car called Krungthep. There won't be a car called whatever it is. But it is an open market. Anybody wants to set up assembly lines, come. Anybody wants to set up parts industries, come. So producing one car, one unit in Thailand, now still the cheapest, the lowest of cost in all the ASEAN countries. But we don't know what Indonesia is going to decide. But the car industry is very much interested in the Indonesian market. So right now, yes, Thailand. Future, we don't know. Electronic industry, still Malaysia. And Vietnam coming up. Within ASEAN, we are competing among ourselves. But through natural selection process, we are strong in certain sectors among ourselves. So each of us is like a boutique economy among ourselves, between ourselves. Certain attraction. การท่องเที่ยวคงไม่มีใครสู้ไทยได้ but be careful. We are running out of exotic destinations. We want Myanmar. We want Laos. We want Vietnam. We want to expand. We want to be the hub. เมื่อคืนงานเลี้ยงของรัฐบาลที่ราชนาวีสโมสร a hub of connectivity. We need to go from here into India. We need to go from here into China. We need to explore so that people who come here, 70 million tourists come into ASEAN every year and increasing. Large portion of that, 15, 16 million come here. And I guess tourism industry will still remain strong here. But we need the entire landscape. Because 64 million market is too small. And every economy, every modern economy, dynamic and growing. And this is true. Mr. Steinberg can testify to that. Every growing economy has to grow also outside of its own country. That's what the Japanese have done, that's what the South Koreans have done, that's what the Europeans have done, that's what the Americans have done. Much of the GDP of each of these countries are being contributed from outside, from investment outside. So, economies of Southeast Asia, Singapore is one such. Malaysia is going to be one such. Thailand will have to be one such economy, growing from outside. And I've heard this morning that we have made investment in Australia, more than Australians investing in Thailand this past year. Amen. And we will have to do more. And the interesting figure for all of you is คนที่อยู่ใน service sector. About 78% of about 85 billion US dollars coming into ASEAN as foreign direct investment comes into the service sector. Why? Because the expanded middle class of ASEAN, because the purchasing power rising of the ASEAN people would like to have a better quality of life, would like to have better health care, would like to have better education for their children, would like to have better transport and logistics for their products, would like to have telecommunication system. I understand this industry is growing phenomenally after the floods. Why? Because people realize that through telecommunication, you can expand, you can do business more effectively as compared to the previous model of sales, of marketing before the flood. So I understand service providers are having a good time now, 20-25% growth. So FDI coming from outside, also looking into the service sector. Because that is the growth area. Connectivity is going to combine all these dots, turning all these potentialities into realities. Linking our factories with the source of raw materials, natural resources, opening up borders for skilled labor to move between and among the economies. ขณะนี้ engineering กับ architecture going quite well, moving from Thailand to Singapore, Singapore to Indonesia, Indonesia to Malaysia, Malaysia to the Philippines. ยังมีเรื่อง doctors ยังมีเรื่อง dentists ยังมีเรื่อง nurses ที่แต่ละประเทศยัง protect พื้นที่ของตัวเองอยู่แต่ agreement ทำไปแล้ว ratify ไปแล้วตกลงไปแล้วแต่ยัง resist กันอยู่จะเปิดหรือไม่เปิดแล้วก็แต่ละสภาวิชาชีพ professional councils of these professions, medical, nursing, accountants, still resisting, still raising protective wall ต้องสอบผ่านใบประกอบอาชีพนั้นๆเป็นภาษาไทยในประเทศไทยถึงจะอนุญาตให้เปิด But English is the working language of ASEAN อยู่ในกฎบัตร It's in the charter. English is the working language of ASEAN. I can see sometime in the future soon that a doctor from the Philippines would like to set up a clinic, a hospital somewhere on Sukhumvit Road, on Ratchadamri Road, on Silom Road, and we say, you can't practice here because you don't pass the Thai language requirement. And those doctors, those dentists, those nurses said, in the charter of ASEAN, English is the working language. I'm not going to Yot Doi ที่เชียงราย I'm not going to หุบเขาที่นครศรีธรรมราช But I'm going to set up my hospital and my clinics on Silom, on Ratchadamri, and on Rajaprasong. And my clients, my patients are going to be able to speak in English. There will be a legal issue.